Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and today we are going to be showcasing the brand new Fantasy Uraraka in VE Tower, and I am super excited to be doing the showcase. I apologize for my voice, guys. I am still getting over something, but I just had to do this showcase because I think she's going to be a top 3 VE Tower unit, like only second really to the Fantasy Todoroki, who of course is ridiculous. She might be as good as Fantasy Todoroki. Like, she is a really good character. She's good in both PvE and PvP, and so we're going to be taking on double S difficulty of the speed stage against the final floor Hawks, and we're going to see how she performs. Our goal is to get it done in roughly 5 turns and get a fairly decently high score by using this Uraraka on our team. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and take a look at her kit, take a look at her advanced leveling and her ability boards and where I have her at. Her advanced leveling is all the way done. Her ability board, she's up to ability board 10. Her peace route is almost done, so I could actually have her up to level 110, and I have her DX peace route partially completed for the first level up advancements. Her skills, her plus ultra move is called Gravity Magic. It deals 650% damage to a single opponent. Shortens action skill cooldown time of all allies by 1, which is really good. That's massive. Also gives all allies composure for 3 turns. What composure does is it gives you more power, or it increases your stats basically the more HP you have, so you'll do more damage. And so that is really good. It might actually make us clear this faster than 3 turns, which might be a little bit dangerous. 5 turns. And then her first action skill is called Home Run Comet. It deals 325% damage to a single opponent. Low chance of stunning the opponent for 1 turn. A low chance of stunning is actually not terrible. It hits more often than you'd think, so that is a status ailment, which is good for VE Tower. When HP is 50% or higher, increases character's critical hit rate by 30%, so she gets her own crit rate, which is ridiculous. And this skill lands a bullseye, which is also actually really good against this Hawks, who gives himself evasion once in a while if we have this action skill up when he does give himself evasion. And a cooldown time of 4 to boot just makes her absolutely insane. The Fantasy Todoroki has a cooldown time of 6 and a cooldown time of 5, whereas the Uraraka has a cooldown time of 4 and a cooldown turn of 5. So she's actually a little bit better when it comes to her cooldowns, and then of course she reduces the cooldown as well. Her second action skill is Gravity Blow, deals 350% damage to a single opponent, increases plus ultra gauge of all allies by 20%, which is massive. That is very, very good. Also increases character's critical hit rate by 30% when HP is 50% or higher once again, so she's just giving herself crit out the butt for her action skills. Her first auto skill is called I Want to Save You, cancels all the character's status elements when restoring HP, also increases critical hit rate of all allies by 30% when character has composure. That is very, very good. So that is why we're running the memory we have on her, and I'll go over that memory here in a second, but that's why we're running that memory that we have on her. And then her second auto skill, Full Effort Support, regenerates HP of all allies by 15% for 2 turns when used in a second or later successfully executed skill chain. Also increases defense of all allies by 15% for 2 turns every time character gains composure. So that is absolutely ridiculous. She is very, very good. She heals, she gives defense, she does status elements, she does plus ultra up, she gives crit rate, she does basically everything. She's just nuts. Okay, so we have the new fantasy memory on Uraraka. This memory gives composure starting from the first turn, and so what that's going to do is it is going to allow us to increase the crit rate of all allies by 30% when she has composure. That is the probably one and only time this memory is actually going to be good in VE Tower, is on this character. So you can run, like, pulling this memory is not a terrible thing because it does help you a bit in VE Tower. So just keep that in mind. With all that said, let's go ahead and hop into this showcase. As we get into this a little bit, I did switch up the characters. I switched out Hawks because Hawks just gets targeted too much in this particular scenario, so we're running an all purple team. But this team should work out pretty much the same, about fine, because Bakugo has similar cooldowns to what Hawks had, so it should work out pretty well. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll use Uraraka's second action skill here, which will increase the plus ultra gauge of all allies by 20%. Then we'll use Bakugo's skill right here, which will increase his own plus ultra gauge by 30% and increase his crit rate. And then we'll use Todoroki's action skill here, which increases all allies plus ultra gauge by 25%. Before we go ahead and hop into this, we're going to go ahead and take a look at their crit rate, and you can see Uraraka has a crit rate up of 30%, which is just from her having and composure, which is insane. Bakugo is getting that same benefit of a Bakugo is getting that same benefit of a crit rate up by 30% from Uraraka because he has an action skill cooldown time memory on him. He does not have a crit rate memory. And then, of course, Todoroki you already kind of saw, but Todoroki has a crit rate up of 50% from his memory and Uraraka combined. So a lot of crit rate. Let's see how many crits we can hit. There's 1, 2, 3, and a status element. So 3 crits and a status element. Pretty good so far. 4, 5 crits and a status element. We literally only missed 1 crit that turn, which is insane. We're gonna get plus ultra right here, but we should be fine because remember, Uraraka gives extra defense to our characters, which is really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and go through this turn and get plus ultra. All right, and you can see we still have a little bit, just under half health, but we're fine. So it's all good. There's a nice crit, 78,000 from Uraraka. That is actually massive damage. That is really good damage from Uraraka, and we're on turn 3. We're actually going to end up killing way too quickly, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and we'll let's do these because we want to try and hit as many status elements as possible. We got a stun. No blind there. We got a frostbite. Okay, nice. We're getting a good amount of status elements there. And then let's go ahead and use our last plus ultra. Yeah, he's gonna dodge right there. That's fine. Gives us an extra chance to land some damage. All right, and what was that, a turn 4 clear? It might have been a little bit too quick, but let's see how many crits, how many status elements we got in that amount of turns, because I still feel like that was a little bit insane. All right, so yeah, 4 turns. And if we had had the full 5 turns, I think we could have probably brought it up to 20 crits. It's going to be a little bit, obviously there are more, what is the word I'm looking for? There are better teams to run than this that are going to give you more technicals. They're going to give you more plus ultras, give you more chances to hit crits. This probably might have had a little bit too much damage here, but I just wanted to show you how good Uraraka was for giving your team defense because she let Todoroki survive that plus ultra, and how good she is for increasing team's crit rate, and also how good she is for increasing your plus ultra gauge, which you have to see all those things in the showcase right here. Like, she is phenomenal. So a critical hits of 12 in 4 turns is not terrible. Like, it's not great, but not terrible. Technical hits 4, that's pretty terrible. Plus ultra moves of 4 though in 4 turns, that's not bad at all. Status elements 3 in 4 turns, that's honestly not bad. If we had had the full 5 turns, we could have gotten 5 status elements potentially. We could have gotten the 5 plus ultra moves potentially. We just had too much damage too quickly. So overall, Uraraka is going to be a very, very strong PvE unit, a very strong VE tower unit. You just have to run around the right teams that don't just obliterate the enemy like this team right here. But let me know what you guys think of her down in the comments. Let me know if you've worked out any teams that work out really well for this Uraraka, and let other people know down in the comments what those teams are. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.